Greetings, YouTube. Danny Staten here on the Daily Dan blog. Today we're looking at The Lone Ranger, number 70, I believe, from 1954. A Dell comic, a 10-center, and probably the oldest comic book I've ever had. Wow. This brings back memories, doesn't it? Wow, who doesn't remember them Sunday afternoons on PBS? Watching Rawhide, the Durango Kid, Kid Cold Outlaw, Hopalong Cassidy, and of course, this guy, the Lone Ranger, one of my favorites. Let's take a flashback down memory lane real quick.
With the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver, a Lone Ranger. Hi-Yo Silver! Ahoy! With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the daring and resourceful masked rider of the plains, led the fight for law and order in the early West. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Okay, YouTube, I hope you enjoyed that. We're looking at Lone Ranger, number 70 from 1954. So let's get started, shall we? I'm going to bust this comic open. As we bust this comic open, YouTube, I am really amazed at the excellent graphics and the great art in this book already. The colors are vivid, and the pages are still pretty white, even after all these years. The first story in the book involves like a bunch of gold prospectors trying to rip off Indians on Indian land. I'm going to roll through this story pretty fast because this is going to be a long video because this book is like 52 pages. It's a giant. Well, a couple of the guys got busted. They wound up in jail. The Indians are pissed because they were taking gold from their spot. You have to forgive me, I'm a little shaky shooting these videos. I had a small stroke last week, and it's made me a little on the shaky side. That's why I'm not out in the woods tromping around looking for a Sasquatch or something. I'm doing a comic book today. And as you can tell from the story I'm showing you, panel for panel, mind you, that, hey, we're in search of the bad guys. And the Lone Ranger is on the prowl for the evil gold prospectors who are treating the Indians like slaves, making them dig gold for them, and just being downright assholes. Just like in real life, the comic book reflects themes of the day as Indians are mistreated, shot, and killed as the evil prospectors try to capture their gold. Kimosabe, can you stop the bad guys? Yes, we will get them. I am the Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger. Last man's a bag. YouTube, I have to say I love the action in these books as the Lone Ranger is trucking down the bad guys, shooting it out with the bad guys in true Old West style. I love the graphic art and the white pages of this rare old comic book. It's looking like about a 9 or maybe even a 9.5. What do you guys think? Wow, YouTube, it turned into a rafting story and they're rafting down the river fighting. How do you like the way I show you the whole panels in the comics now? Is that better? Comment below and let me know. And as usual, it ends with the bad guys in custody. The Lone Ranger has saved the day. Da-da-da! The second story in this Lone Ranger comic book follows the same theme. It's called Chinese Gold. And what you have here is the same bad guys, except this time, they're trying to rip the Chinese off for their shit. What is it with white people? You're going to steal the Indians' gold. Now you're going to steal the Chinese gold. Hey, at least I didn't. Well, never mind that. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Okay, YouTube, I will give it this, that it's lacking a little imagination, as it's kind of just like a retelling of the first story we saw, except this time it's Chinese people instead of Indians having their gold stolen by the bad guys. And you ever notice how the bad guys are always a bunch of white guys? That's weird. And we move on. This guy looks like an old movie star named Slim Whitman. But thankfully, the Lone Ranger has showed up again to save the Chinese's gold, just like he saved the Indians' gold. I wonder whose gold he's going to save next. But YouTube, the main thing I have to do is praise the art in this comic book. It don't look like that newspaper crap like we got in Tarzan a while back. This looks more like it was drawn just for comic series. Wow, I am so impressed with this comic book, especially the age. As we come to the end of another tale where the Lone Ranger has saved the Chinaman's gold and captured all the bad guys. You know, this is the first time I've ever reviewed a Western comic book. I'm really not enjoying this. It's kind of hickish. But, oh well, it's a great comic book with a great cover, and it's really old and really rare, right? Hey, YouTube, check this out. For 2 whole pages, this book just went freaking novel. Very little cartoon graphics and a lot of freaking story. Isn't that interesting? And that's how they ended that story, by the way, with this big-ass explanation. Wow, I didn't see that coming. And sadly to say, the last story in this book, called Young Hawk, don't really have much to do with the Lone Ranger, I don't think. Wow. It's a little Indian boy story. So I guess at the end of the book, you're going to get a, what the fuck is he doing to that guy's ear? Oh my God. Oh wow, we're going to get a story about a little Indian raising his bird. Whoa, that's a good story to stick in the back of a Lone Ranger comic book, ain't it? But YouTube, once again, let me praise the artwork in this book. This bear looks absolutely realistic. The Indians look realistic. The Lone Ranger looked realistic. I love this book. I really do. Even though it's a Western, it's probably the only Western I own, I think. Maybe, really. It's true. It's damn true. Well, YouTube, the asshole trained up his little hawk, took the little ride down the river on his raft, and then running bear found young Indian girl, and they always will live together, I guess. Remember that old song, Running Bear? Huh, never mind. But that brings us to the last page of the book, I think. There might be an ad at the next page, but wow, this is running long. I'm trying to show you all these great artwork in this old Lone Ranger from 1954. It's true, YouTube. We're on the last page of the book with a nice little ad where you can order you some Lone Ranger comics and a Baby Ruth candy bar. I didn't know they had them back in 1954. That's some good eating right there. So, YouTube, I hope you enjoyed my look at the Lone Ranger. Number 70 from 1954, a Dell Comic 10 Center with an awesome Lone Ranger cover. I like this book. I give it a thumbs up. It's in great condition. It is in excellent condition, probably a 9 or a 9.5. It's from 1954, and it's going to make a nice addition to my collection. Thank you for joining me, and the Lone Ranger thanks you too. Be sure to join me next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Blog over. Blog over.